Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Sarcastic Barman and welcome to my channel. Yes, I know we're not in the bar. It's easier to record here at the moment than it is to move all the stuff to the bar, then move it back from the bar to here so it's safe while the bar's open. So, yeah. But tonight we have a lovely collection. We've got a trio of Dimwhitery that'll make anyone facepalm. Jesus Christ. So I'm putting the facepalm protection warning out now, and you can all put up with it and deal with it as the video goes on. Let's start with the first numpty, shall we?
The Gran Telescopio Canarius. That's the biggest telescope in the world, I just found out. And I want to talk about compartmentalization. And do you think they'd let you go in there?
Yes, they would let you go inside because they do tours. You can go during the day. You pre-book, get on the bus takes you to the observatory, you go around the site, you go into the Grand Telescope Canarias, and yeah, you see it. They even do special nighttime tours, though these are few and far in between. You can do normal night tours where a trained professional will take you out and do amateur astronomy with you and explain how to use amateur telescopes, what stars you're looking at, what you can see, and basically how to focus on these things. Something I think flat earthers would benefit from greatly.
And take a peek. You want to look at the planets in our solar system. You know, see if you can see a face on Mars or something. Or
a face on Mars? You mean this? Yeah, it doesn't really look like a face with a decent picture, does it? Now, you have to remember, that was taken, what, 1978? Shit, I should have checked. Oh well, never mind. Somewhere there like that. And no, you wouldn't see that image from Earth with a telescope. The telescope would have to be fantastically good. I mean, horrendously powerful. On the order of shit tons and mega sheds worth of power. So, no. Just the actual question of that just seems stupid. They probably would let you in if you're a trained professional on a visit from another observatory and then let you use the equipment yourself. Is that what you're asking? Or are you just like, yeah, my name's Joe Bloggs, yeah, I know nothing about astronomy, telescopes or anything like that. Can I come in and use it and try and take a picture of the sun with my bum? Yeah, I don't think that's going to go down well.
Maybe look at some galaxies, see if you can see some planets revolving around a star in another galaxy.
Hang on, you think we use telescopes on Earth to look at planets in other galaxies? I mean, even if you thought they used them to look at other solar system planets from Earth would be a stretch, but looking at other galaxies, you have no basic conceptual understanding of bloody astronomy, do you? That's a stupid question. A stupid point. You're just stupid. Completely and utterly stupid.
Or maybe even a star in our galaxy, you know, a little closer to home, only several lifetimes away.
You know, you don't need to go to the biggest telescope in the world if you want to look at other planets in our own solar system. You could do that from your backyard with a decent telescope. It doesn't even have to be that decent. But I don't get why the laugh. That's just the laugh of someone who knows they know nothing.
You know, compartmentalization gives us the answer. No, they're not going to let you do that. They're not going to let you go in there. You know, it could be satanic temple worship for all we know.
Yep. What? What drugs do you actually need to take to even come to that sort of conclusion in your mind? That is a crazy train to go down. Yes, it's not really a big telescope. It's a giant chapel to Satan. All hail Satan. You are nutball crazy. I suggest you get on a plane, you know, as long as you think planes exist, Christ. Go to the Canary Islands, go to La Palma, and go and see the fucking telescope and book yourself on the tour to go inside the telescope. And then in the evening, go on a tour to actually learn how to use a normal telescope yourself. A nice amateur telescope, and go and look at stars and planets. I mean, La Palma's probably one of the best places in the world to go and look at stars from. So why don't you? No, you're just going to sit there and go, no, the stars are not real. Not real. They're all in the firmament. They're all in the firmament. You can't see them. No. You are nuts. You are absolutely nuts. Next video.
Dear Flat Earth. So, what if all of our oil just has always come from the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of the United States? And the Mid-East Gulf over in Africa is ungoverned land that is uninhabitable.
Ah, I see this lady has the same dealer as the first man. Drugs that make your brain go to fucking mush. What the hell are you on about? So you think oil only comes from the Gulf of Mexico and everywhere else is a conspiracy? Okay. And the Middle East area where you're actually on about, where all the oil comes from, you're looking actually more the Asian continents rather than African. But I'll let you off as just an American who doesn't understand geography on where Saudi Arabia, Iraq and Iran and all that is. So, okay. But either way, you'll be crazy. Let's see where this conspiracy goes, because...
So the oil companies have just used that as rhetoric to raise the prices and inflate the prices higher when there could be a cap on the prices. So the Gulf of Mexico, the Middle East Gulf, so think about it. So they've created a big fat story and a big fat lie.
What? They've created the story that there's oil in other places so they can charge you more. Now, I am not an economics major or anything like that, but if there was only one place in the world to get oil, I think you could probably put the prices up even more because supply would be even more limited on what you could get out of the ground at one time, let alone anything else. So how does this conspiracy make any sense in your mind?
Dear Flat Earth, they created a big fat story and a big fat lie to manipulate prices through the media. Think about it. It's possible. It can be done and has been done. The price manipulation and gouging through the media for profits.
What manipulation are you on about? If the oil companies want to change the price of oil, they just go, let's change the price of oil. It's no longer $40 a barrel. It's now $50. And the thing is, most people don't have a choice about it because you've all still got cars that use petrol or diesel or anything like that. They will charge what they want. Yes, they will have to keep some sort of market value resemblance because there are several companies that produce oil. The fact that you have a load of countries in the Middle East that produce oil, and then you've got places in the Gulf of Mexico and others around the world that produce oil, means that prices are more flexible. If only one place produced oil, they could literally charge whatever the goddamn hell they wanted. I really don't think you understand how business works at all.
That makes complete sense to me. Dear Flat Earth. And so you guys are going to get it too. But we have the Gulf of Mexico and the Middle East Gulf where there's just sand. And so there's just been a bunch of crap that's been taking place. And so this makes a lot of sense because my son, I don't remember him sending me any pictures of oil wells when he was over in the Middle East. And so, anyway...
It's like watching someone's brain just melt. What are you on about? Right, was your son an engineer or anything like that working with the oil companies? Is that why he went out to the Middle East? Or did he just go on holiday, hence visiting cities and maybe some old sites? More than likely not going near any oil producing facilities because he didn't need to, want to, or had no business going to them. I am flabbergasted and stuck for words on how stupid this whole thing sounds. But interesting enough that we're going to play a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I know wherever he was at, things were how they are because he sent me pictures, but it looked like a bunch of ungoverned land to me, and probably is ungoverned land. And so,
What do you mean, ungoverned land? Do you mean the desert? Did he send you pictures of the desert? Or did he just take pictures from the beach? I'm very confused by what you mean in a way that's not good, because it makes so little sense it's unreal. Let's get back to see what you actually think is going on here. Otherwise, we're going to have to go to the last video.
and then 12 miles off, everybody's talking about regulation, but 12 miles, I think it's 12 to 13 miles off the coast is international waters. So how do you regulate international waters? Because anybody can come up to that line off the coast of the United States and you're in international waters, and so you're in ungoverned water. So which means that another country could come off the coast of the United States and set up an oil rig off the coast of the United States if they wanted to. So I mean, so that's a non-issue.
All I'm getting from your video now is drugs. Yeah. If I unscrew my belly button, will my ass fall off? Because that makes about as much sense as whatever else you are going on about. Now, countries have rights over the seabed that surrounds them. No, you can't just come and set up and go, I'm going to drill here, I'm in international waters. No, the country owns the soil underneath the water. You do what you want in the international waters. I believe that might change, I don't know. But you can't go and just dig up what's on the seabed. That is owned by the coastal nation there. I believe it's up to a range of 200 nautical miles. Yeah, that sounds right. I can't remember. I should have had a look. But never mind. So, yeah, you are nuts. You are just pulling shit out your ass because I don't know. Your whole premise is like, yeah, there's only oil in the Gulf of Mexico and they make up other places because they can charge more. No, it'd be the other way around. If there was only oil in the Gulf of Mexico, they could charge more because it's the only place you can get goddamn oil. And there'd only be America in charge of basically the world's oil. Alright, Cuba and Mexico and things have bits as well. But yeah, it doesn't work in your favour, does it? No. The next goddamn video.
Is it just me? Or has it become painfully obvious that no matter what happens, people will not wake up?
I don't know, Pratt. Are you ever going to wake up and see all the debunked videos of you? All the people who point out every time you fuck up, get things wrong, or you just keep going on and on and on with your rubbish rhetoric of, it's flat, this is wrong, that's wrong. And people go, no, this is because of this. Here, I'll show you evidence for it. And you go, no.
You know, it became tedious a long time ago, presenting flat earth evidence after evidence after evidence after proof after proof. Proof being that large bodies of water at rest do not curve. Never been measured to curve.
Yeah, I don't think you know what proof is. And as for large bodies of water never curve when at rest, when have you ever seen a large body of water at rest? Because oceans aren't at rest, they have tides. And when you look out across the coast, could you tell me which side has got the high tide, which side's got the low tide, and which one's coming towards you or anything like that? No, because it looks flat from your perspective. Doesn't mean it fucking is. And if you say, oh, that lake, yeah, that's not at rest either, is it? If the lake's big enough, it's going to have tides. As for rivers, you know they're not flat because they're obviously flowing towards you. And then if you say, well, canals, yeah, canals, they have been shown to be curved. There's been tests done on this. So I don't know where you want to go with this, Pratt. Let's just put this up to another one of your cock-ups, shall we? Maybe you'll wake up.
The only thing that makes you think they are curved are images presented as photographs and the pseudoscience babble of astrophysicists.
Or 3 brain cells to rub together. I think obviously you're missing 2.
Your explanation means absolutely nothing to me because once again you have 0 demonstrable science to back up what you say. Your arguments always come down to, oh, scale, it's too big, we can't, blah, 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 blah.
And yeah, scale is an important issue for the globe because, you know what? It's really fucking big. I don't think you grasp with your little water heater how god damn big the Earth actually is. And if you did, you wouldn't even be making the joke of the argument of scale. You'd be going, oh yeah, that sort of makes sense. But that doesn't mean that people haven't shown curve before, even over bodies of water, because they have, and left and right compressions are a thing. MC Toon's done an awesome one where he actually counted out the pixels over a picture to show there was curve on it with a flat, level, straight edge in front of it to know that, yeah, this picture is straight. So you have no leg to stand on. But unfortunately, this isn't actually the premise and the basis of this video. It's just you having your little weird tangency thing at the start. Let's see what crap you're actually going to do.
If we were under a true pandemic like they are desperately... I mean, you've got countries all over the earth telling their citizens, oh, you have to wear these masks to stay safe from the COVID or it's going to kill you. It's going to kill everybody. It's going to wipe us out. Oh, my God. Why do you hate old people so much? Yet they still continue to propagandize and pump and fund both NASA and SpaceX.
I'll ask a simple question. Are your parents already dead? Is that why you're not worried about people transferring COVID around and possibly making them sick and then possibly dying? Is that the reason you're a heartless, selfish, unthinking little bastard? Not too sure. Then as for still funding NASA and SpaceX, what would you want them to do? Sack everyone and say, no, we're not going to fund you anymore. You're all sacked. You can go and enjoy. Everyone else is unemployed. I bet a lot of the office workers at NASA have probably been furloughed or sent home and said, please don't come in. If you can do work from home, yeah, that would be more advisable. But I bet the people at NASA are wearing masks, the ones that are going in. I bet there's one office Pratt who's put a spacesuit on and going, ha ha, can't get me, ha ha. And he's now probably on a suspension or something like that. But still, your argument is, again, making no sense. This is why you're in with these other 3 nutters. Because you've not thought this through, really, have you? Let's see a bit more, see what you've got to say.
So they continue to pump this, oh, we're going to the moon, we're going to Mars propaganda, fund this, launch rockets. I mean, again, they got everybody running around threatening to put people in jail if they don't wear a mask to prevent the spread of the boogie virus, but are still funding trips to outer space. They can't put them on hiatus. That's what... For all the people that come and constantly say, why does it matter? It doesn't matter. Apparently, it really matters to the system, to the beast system, that they continue to pump and propagandize you with this trash.
Right then, Pratt, we'll break this down for you because obviously your brain can't cope with the simple economics of what you're suggesting to put everything on hold. Now, NASA obviously employs a lot of people. You're planning to, let's either furlough all of them, send them home, stop all missions. Okay. You then have to then contact the people doing supplies for these missions. We don't need these now. We'll have them in 6-12 months off you. And we won't need the next ones because the whole space mission is now going to be delayed by 12 months. The company then has to lay off, say, 3,000 employees because NASA no longer wants its order fulfilled. Those people then possibly struggle to find new jobs Because, yeah, rocket engineers and designers and things, there's probably not many people they're going to work for. They then join the unemployment of your country. They possibly have to sell their houses, but because of the downturn in the economy, can't sell their houses, or they may be repossessed, leaving them with extra debt if they've had to sell them at below market value or what they paid for it, leaving with little equity. Are you seeing where I'm going with this as a financial run? Now, the other side of that is a lot of these space missions will have been planned for years, and I do mean years. And also launch windows of when planets are closest to each other, or when they're idealist to launch, as in, I think today, as I'm recording this, United Arab Emirates or someone is launching a mission to Mars. And I guarantee where the planets are, we're going to launch this way. By the time Mars gets, Mars is going to catch up to it. So you're not going to launch directly at the planet. You're going to launch in a certain direction, and fuel and everything will be accounted for on how long it's going to take based on the planets moving. The fact they're not stopping everything, just shutting everything down, is probably more of an indication that the world is not flat. I mean, there's a supply run to the International Space Station this week. I think it's the 76th launch of the Soyuz capsule from Russia to send supplies up to it. Would you rather they didn't send the supplies up to it and then the people on there have got limited supplies, so maybe limited oxygen or limited food or anything like that? Yeah, these things can't just stop. They're cogs upon cogs, turning and twisting, supplies upon supplies upon suppliers. Because I know we mentioned NASA and people who are supplying it with rockety bits or anything like that. But then you've also got the companies that rocket manufacturer or parts manufacturer is buying raw parts off or other parts off and then putting together. It's going to have a backlash across your entire economy. You got to think, these people at NASA, they're not actually pocketing all the money because they've still got to build these rockets that you see. They've still got to build all the equipment that you see. So that money's going back into the economy. So when you say, oh, they're stealing all the money, $50-odd million a day. Yeah, but it's going back into the economy. They're buying supplies. They're employing people. These people are then buying houses and cars and going to the shop. For a con to get money, it's a stupid con. You're better off giving it to the military and them just hiding it all. Because military have black budget they can spend on whatever the fuck they want. So, yeah. NASA's an open book and you can see where 99% of the money is going. It's probably 100%, but I'm leaving a bit open for aliens. Because aliens. But, yeah. I think we're done for the night because this has gone on a while of these 3 nut jobs. So I shall love you and leave you all. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you to all my subscribers. You are awesome. Thank you for making these videos possible. I shall see you on Thursday for pub chat and Shills on the weekend. Yeah, it's a busy one as always. Thank you very much. Good night.